Hello guys, it's Kasim. How you doing? I hope you're alright. I hope you're having a good week. I want to talk to you about 5 things that you can do to make you more attractive to women in 2022. Actually, not even just 2022, in general. These are going to help you in general, whether we're 2022, 2023, 2024, and so on. What can you do as a brother to help you become more attractive to women? Welcome back again, guys. It's Kasim. I hope you're doing all right. I hope all is well. I hope your family's all right. I hope you've been building iron. I hope you've been getting stronger. I hope you're getting healthier. I hope you're becoming happier and living from joy. I really hope all those things for you. So, before we get into the video, I want to ask you to help me get to 1,000 subscribers by June by subscribing to my channel. Please. That's if you want to. It's up to you. But if you want to help a brother out, you be a legend. Cool. So let me get into these 5 things. I hope you find them useful in some way. I hope they add some value to the quality of your life. Remember, I'm not an expert. Like, look, take this with a pinch of salt. If it works for you, wonderful. If it doesn't, cool, right? I'm not like an expert at these things. I'm not some sort of guru. This is just my personal opinion and things that I tell people because loads of guys ask me this kind of stuff. Number 1, share your passions online. Right? Pretty much, I think you can all agree, we all, men and women, trans, everybody, likes people who are passionate about something. People who absolutely love cars, people who absolutely love football, people who absolutely love things about to do with relationships, people who are absolutely passionate about house renovations, about gaming, about anything. We absolutely love people who are really passionate about something because being passionate about something leads to being competent about something. Being competent in an area raises your social status in that area, meaning you have more credibility, you have more respect, and everybody really likes that. We want people who to be associated with people who are winners, people who are respected by other people, people who have value to add to not only ourselves but also other people. Pretty much we can all agree to that. So the question that I then pose to you is, do you share your passions online? If you are super into hiking, do you share your hiking videos online? If you're super into gaming and you know a lot about gaming, you know what games are good, what games are bad, what games are outdated, do you share it online? If you're super into football and you know a lot about transfers, whatever, do you have a podcast? Do you share it online? I say to people all the time that today your introduction and your CV is your online presence. And a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of guys are like, Cash, you know, I can't find a girlfriend. I can't find women. Yeah, because most women are online today, right? The majority of the people who use Instagram are women, not men, right? Whilst it is men who like a lot of the pictures, the majority of the profiles are women, right? And so you have to really understand that a lot of women are online. And a lot of women also Google men, almost virtually all women, before they are interested in knowing about a man. Because today, you know, back in the days, how you knew about a man is you'd speak to their family, you'd speak to the butcher, you'd speak to people, which is why reputation used to matter a lot more than it does today, right? It used to matter. That's why people used to say, don't damage our family reputation, because it really determined how. That's why getting divorced was so big, because it determined how you're perceived within the community. But obviously today the world's become more globalized, so we have access to a lot more people, which in itself now means that it's harder for us to determine people's value. And the way that we determine people's value is through their social status, meaning how famous they are, how they're perceived within the local community, but also their presence online. Do they post anything? And what do they post? So my question to you is, do you post your passions online? What do you post online? Is there some continuity? Do you have a brand online? Like for example, I didn't know this, and only until about like 2 months ago, but when I was studying Tinder and how Tinder works in that 80% of all the women on Tinder like 10% of all the profiles. All of the women like all the same men. And one of the things that is common amongst all these men is that all these men have professional photos. Right? So here's a question to you. Do you have professional photos, right? Because women, remember, a lot of women spend their time reading magazines and stuff like that, so it's normal for them seeing people who, what is familiar to them is seeing some, and what they value as high class is, they're thinking, God, in magazines, people who are in there, models, have really these glossy pictures. So if this guy has these glossy pictures, oh, he must also be valuable. Oh, he must also be really good looking. Perception matters a lot, and people don't understand this. Perception matters a lot. Like, one of the things, I want to get into this in another point, but in fact, let me get into this in another point, which is the next point, which is develop a physical presence. Okay, that's the number two. So one of the things that is really important is that men don't understand, like keeping up your appearance. Do you have regular haircuts? Is your beard trimmed? Do you dress well, right? Smartly. It doesn't have to be designer, but do you wear things that complement you? Do you go to the gym, right? Do you have big arms? We pretty much know that universally women will always go for a man who has big arms. We're not talking about you being Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're talking about you having big arms, right? We're talking about you having that V shape that women like. Do you have that? Every man can get that. Now, there's going to be a lot of you lads who are going to be listening. You're going to be like, fuck off, Kaz, because I'm skinny and I can't gain muscle. That is the biggest sort of bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life. I know so many men who I've studied who've gone from skinny to fat. Now, you're going to say, well, Kasim, I have a high metabolism. I burn fat really quickly and I can eat whatever it is I want and I never gain fat. It's because you haven't been disciplined. You haven't got a regimen. You haven't got a personal trainer. If you want to bulk and you want to get bigger, it is possible. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. But some women, really, they don't find it attractive to have a really guy who's really, really skinny. It just isn't attractive to them. And as a brother, you can get better. It's not going to be easy, but I'm saying to you that you can. Now, you could say, well, Kasim, why should I have to change myself for a woman? Well, if you want to do it your way, do it your way. It's up to you. But I talk about if you can control it, and it doesn't damage you as a person, and in fact it improves you, why the hell not? Like me as Kasim, having big shoulders, having big arms, going to the gym regularly is a good thing for me. It increases my jawline, it makes me more healthier, it increases my testosterone levels, so it makes me more ambitious. It releases endorphins when I go to the gym. It keeps a healthy lifestyle. It means that down the road I don't have to rely. One of the reasons for death today is due to vascular diseases, right? Heart disease, stuff like that, cancer, which are all avoidable things. Don't even start. I know there is some people who can't avoid some certain things. I'm talking about the majority. The majority of people who are in hospital, diabetes, they're not in there because they're forced to. It's because of their lifestyle. It's because of choices that they've been making in their life. So 2 is your physical attractiveness at its peak? On a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being Arnold Schwarzenegger, 0 being Shrek, where are you? Are you an 8? If we could look at your capacity for physical peakness, and your physical peakness was 10 and 0 was you at your weakest, where are you on that scale? Because if you want to be attractive to women, you need to take care of yourself. You need to be... Listen, when I talk about this, I'm not talking about the fact that you have to be... You have to think outside the box and you have to figure out what is important to you. Because you may be somebody, for example, who's into jiu-jitsu, who is into running. Well, that's completely different now, okay? Because that means now you're still actively fit, you're still disciplined, you're very focused. That in itself is what people like. When you go and buy trainers that David Beckham is or boots that David Beckham is advertising on TV, you're not buying them because they're going to make you play like David Beckham. You're buying them for what they represent, which is effort, discipline, ambition. That's why you're buying them. Of course, you're not going to play to the same level as David Beckham just because you have the same shoes that he's played in, are you? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's number 2. 3, get a network. One of the things that's going to allow you to become more and more and more and more successful as you get older, and is going to... See, most people when you're younger, you play a plus game. okay, plus and minus. But the more people you have in your life, in key positions of life, as you get older, the more you can then get into playing the multiplication game. So let me put it like this. This is why it's so important for people to go to university, but anyway, it doesn't matter. If you can have a friend who is in the housing industry, a friend who is a plumber, a friend who is a surveyor, a friend who is a recruitment manager, a friend who's a solicitor, can you see how that would be helpful to you as you get older? You get advice from them, you get easier. One of the great things that you get is you get easier access if you know somebody in the management of a company. It is much easier for you to, if your mate's a CEO of a company, it is much easier for you to call them and actually speak to them than if you don't know anything about them and you're trying to gain access to them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so you actually get a foot in the door if you know these people. The issue is a lot of you guys, you don't know anyone in any key positions. And I want to encourage you to get people in key positions, which means you're going to have to get good at networking. You're going to have to go out there and establish friendships and establish connections with people and network with people. A lot of guys today don't know how to network. It is fascinating for me that every time I meet somebody who's really successful, they're fucking good at making friends. They're really, really, really personable. They're always good at remembering my name. They're always being polite, shaking my hand. Like, every time I meet somebody who's really doing bad in their life, they can't keep eye contact. They don't ask a lot of questions. They're super nervous. They don't understand about posture, about politeness, about confirming things. They just don't do any of this stuff. And you're like, are you really shocked that you can't establish friendships? And so I would share with you that you want to begin to network is really going to give you some great advantage in society if you can begin to network with people. Women are going to find it attractive. When you can walk into a building and they say, oh, Kasim, it's you again. How are you doing, sir? Women like that. They're like, oh, hold on. You know, wait, how does he know you? This is I tell you this because this is something that's very particular for me. Because everywhere I go, I know somebody everywhere. I've worked in so many places and I've made so many friends over the years that I know somebody virtually everywhere. I go to London and I know somebody. I go to Manchester and I know somebody and I meet somebody in Manchester. Why? Because I like, well, naturally I like people anyway, which is why I'm doing this. But I think for you, if you can begin to learn to like people, you don't have to be friends with them every single day. But be like, if you think there's a great product or something that they'll be interested in, send it to them. If you think there's a great network, this is how you maintain friendships. If you think there's a great network, that would be good for them. Oh, by the way, I saw this network and I know you're really interested in this. You should check this out. Or by the way, I know you said you're a plumber and into building and renovations. I saw this house down the road. My mate said he's going to put it on the market. You might want to jump by and sort of, you know, and say hi to them and whatever, or view it before it gets on the market. It's up to you, but I'm just saying. Do you see what I'm saying? This is how the world works. And it is very much who you know matters. And when you know more people, it will help you because it's more valuable to a woman because she feels more secure. Because if she knows that you know multiple people and multiple people can support you and help you, she feels more secure because she's like, if we get into trouble, somebody will be able to support us and help us. 4, get a house, buy a house, or save for one. This is very important. And a lot of men don't understand this. Having your own home is like super, super attractive for women because they now this is going to sound bad, but part of the assessment that women have is if I get married to this man and I give him a child and he leaves me, what am I going to do? And one of the advantages that women have, particularly in the court system, is that if you leave them or you cheat on them, what historically they were given is because, okay, let's go back. Historically, before kind of women were in the workplace, there's a lot of men who used to make women pregnant and then they'd run off. They wouldn't take care of their child. So this was such a problem that the governments had to basically stop this because there were loads of kids and loads of single women and loads of kids just running about with no fathers. So what the governments put into place is if you marry the woman, you cheat or you leave her, the governments now say, or historically have said, you have to give her half of everything you own. Because predominantly men were in the workplace. Men earned, had all the possessions. They had the money, their houses, everything was in their name, right? And so obviously those same laws are applying today. And so if you have a home, that is going to be way more advantage to a woman than a guy who doesn't have a home. And if you don't have a home, if you have loads of savings, it is much more advantage to a woman because she's thinking, oh, okay, so you're planning ahead, you're thinking about buying a house, we're in a secure position. Women are hypergamous. They want to date up. They want men who are doing better than them, okay? I say to men that the quickest way for you to get to the top is to marry into it, right? And the great example that I give people is Meghan Markle and Harry. Meghan Markle was just a woman. She marries Harry, guess what? She's automatically a duchess. Now, there is no way it would have taken her generations upon people who are becoming successful in business to ever become a duchess in the UK. It would have taken generations, but she automatically goes up as soon as she marries into it. So a lot of women know that once they get with you and they marry you, everything that is yours is automatically theirs. I know what you're going to say, well, they're in it for my money. I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's how relationships, okay? Historically, relationships have been a business transaction. My family's wealthy and well off. Your family has a beautiful wife and a beautiful young girl, and she wants a family. Let's get together, right? We now can bring something to each other that we couldn't get before. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and you wanted a family and you wanted a mother for your children, etc., etc., etc. So, this is the kind of stuff that you want to be able to think about in your life. Do you have money? Your savings? And more importantly, regarding this point is, a lot of women, they think like this. If you have no money, how can you maintain their lifestyle? Because women refuse to date down. Women don't want to date down because they're like, if I've got a master's degree and I've taken all of this time to go and study and I've worked really hard and I'm earning 50k, why in the world would I settle for you who is on 20k? That means if I want to go on a holiday which is going to cost £3,000, it's going to take you ages to save that kind of money. And I'm not paying for you. As your wife, as your partner, why should I be paying for you as a man when you are supposed to be the man? That's how women think. Men don't give a shit. We'll marry them. We could be earning £10 million a year and we'll marry a woman who works in McDonald's. As long as she's a good woman, she's attractive, and she's nice to us. We don't give a shit. But women won't do it. They're hypergamous. They marry along and up. So savings are really important. Do you have any? Can you maintain her current lifestyle? If she gives up everything and gives you a child, can you still maintain her standard of living? 5, start going up in management. Go up into management. I'm writing a booklet at the moment, which is about pre-marriage counseling. And in that booklet, I talk about times when you need to protect your marriage as a woman. And the times that I say, one of the times that I say to women that they need to protect their marriage is when their partner becomes like a partner in a firm, becomes a regional manager, becomes a manager, gets shares in a company, something like this. Why? Because automatically all the women are going to start going after him, right? One of the common things that you hear with people who have cheated or are going through divorce is he cheated with his secretary. He cheated with his co-worker. Why? Because women are like, oh my God, I know this guy already. I've worked with him for years. He's ambitious. He's very dedicated to his work. And he's now secure. He's got a great income. And he's made. And here's the thing about this. This sounds terrible, which is why I've been asking women, why do women not like each other very much? Women hate each other. And part of the reason why women hate each other is because women don't give a shit about other women. Once they know that they can have you and you have the potential to provide for them, they will stamp over other women and they don't give a crap. They don't care because they want you, and once they want you, they will do anything to have you, which is why women hate other women, getting anywhere near their husbands, because women instinctively know that women will do crazy things to get a woman, to get a man. It's so funny how, and I'm sure you've probably seen this, where when a man cheats, his wife is usually more angry with the woman who's cheated with him than the husband. Because women automatically know that men are such suckers. We just can't help ourselves, but we know that women can. And women instinctively know when a man is lying or is in a relationship. So if just women know when a man is lying, they're just really good at it. So it's very difficult for a woman to be in a relationship and she has no inklings whatsoever that he's not married or has kids or has a different lifestyle or a different relationship. Women know, they just basically refuse to accept it. They just ignore it and they just focus on what they want, which is the man. And women instinctively know that, oh, so she knows I'm the wife and yet she's still cheating with him. How can she do this to me? So go up in management. Become a manager, become a regional manager, start going up, because automatically you will be attractive to more women. It opens up the amount of women who are going to be available to you. And also people will start hearing about you, right? You're going to have more access to more people. You're going to start going to more conferences. You're going to start going to more stores, which gives you more access to more people. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I don't know if that's been helpful for you or not. I hope it has. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you want to support me to help me get to 1,000 subscribers by June. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.